Okay, so now I've cut myself a branch off of maple. Just use my trusty knife to cut it off. It's approximately about 5 feet long, and it's green. It's not dead wood, it's green. And I call it a bender stick because when I was shown this, that's what it was told to me. The idea is to have a bit of a bend or flex when the animal gets caught in the snare, so it's not a rigid or a solid pull on the snare. It's about half an inch, 5/8 in diameter at the base. You can go up to about 1 inch or maybe a bit more than an inch at the base of it. The idea is for it to be green and for it to be flexible. It can be any type of wood as long as it's halfway strong and it's got some flex to it. Okay, so I'm going to take my snare, and if it's a little bit crinkly like this one here is, you can just use your knee and rub it back and forth across your knee, or you can just find a tree and do the same thing. The idea is to make that loop nice and round. Now I'm going to thread the end of the snare through the small loop that we had already made. And just for the ease of showing you how to twist it on, I'm just going to do this right here. So I'm making a loop approximately 5 to 6 inches across. 5 to 5.5 is about the best. That's just the way I like doing it. There's lots of ways of doing it. Some people make them smaller, some usually not bigger. I'm going to pull off some of the smaller twigs on this bender stick. I'm going to wrap the snare around. The stick. And I'm going to go back to the 8 times of wrapping. Okay, so the same thing as what we did for the little piece on the end of the snare. You want to wrap it around at least 8 times. There's 4, there's 5, there's 6, probably about 7.5 on that one, but we're good. Okay, and I'm going to put the roundness back in my snare, like so. And that's basically what you have. Now a lot of times I'll put the bender stick in place first, but for the sake of this little demonstration I put it on here so you can see how it was wrapped on. Now I'm going to put it across the trail that the rabbits travel on. So all I'm going to do is take the bender stick and kind of weave it into some branches above the trail. I can stick the end in the ground because it's not frozen right now, but I don't have to. I can actually weave it right in here in some more branches. Okay. And I'm going to leave that snare about 3 to 3.5 inches off the ground. And I can take some of these dead sticks here and use them to kind of direct the rabbit directly into the snare. Okay? Because the idea is that you don't want him to jump over top of your bender stick, and you want him to stay on his path. Just clean it up a little bit. Make sure it's in place. And that's it. The last thing I would do is just take a piece of orange flagging tape and hang it up somewhere close, maybe right above or off to one side, but someplace, and all it is a marker for you to remember where the snare is. So when you come back, if the snare's not there, maybe the rabbit's just back in the woods a couple of feet, because that's the whole idea of the bender stick, is for him to have a little bit of a give. It allows the noose to tighten around his neck. It's also good for if we get a snow, conditions change, you might not be able to recognize the place that you were in, so you've got a marker to know where to retrieve your snare if there's nothing in it, or retrieve your rabbit, hopefully, if you've caught one. That's basically it.